Yeah, man.
The sun came out. He's just in his bag.
Dez has got the perm. It makes me feel good, man. Makes me feel like we are back, baby. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond Podcast here on the Apollo Podcast Network. Brian Lalima, Apollo Dez, producer Josh behind the camera. Today, we are on location thanks to one of our proud sponsors of Beyond the Diamond and Apollo HOU, Big City Wings, Kingsland location.
Brand new.
23402 Kingsland Boulevard, Katy, Texas, 77494. Dez, producer Josh, what's happening? Beautiful day, finally.
Beautiful day. Sun's out.
Yeah.
I think I was just, what's it called? When you're...
Giddy?
No, when...
We're off to a hot start.
Seasonal depression weather thing. Yeah,
sad.
Dude, it's sad, yeah.
Producer Josh, check this out. Sun's out, good weather, spring training. His perm is back. He's got the mustache rocking. College Classic is this weekend. Rodeo Cook-Off is this weekend. Oh, my God.
We've never been more back.
Call the mayor. Block off Louisiana Street. Plan the parade. Nolan Arenado is going to be an Astro.
All right. Let's actually
what?
dive
You guys
into
don't like energy? You want me to be like...
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
I'm just kidding. I don't think he's going to be an Astro.
I don't have a perm.
That's 100% a perm.
It's not a perm. My hair is naturally curly.
Stop it.
Two, I think Nolan Arenado becomes an Astro just because Jim Crane or Dana Brown or whoever wants him. And if it's actually the top dog that wants him, it's going to happen because we saw it with Verlander. We saw it with Hader. People don't realize that Hader was going to be a Ranger, and then that kind of fell through. And then Crane said, "Well, I actually got bread, so we'll get your person." And I think, I don't know. I don't want to speak for y'all because I don't want y'all to get in trouble. It does feel like if you do get Nolan Arenado, it's kind of a shot at your former third baseman that turned you down.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It kind of feels like I'm gonna go get the prom queen or a prom queen from like 3 years ago.
Dated an older man.
Yeah,
It's a good analogy.
Because it definitely feels like that if it does come to fruition.
Yeah. So does it make sense to go get Arenado?
Yes.
In this year, in 2025.
Yeah. This year, because I think a lot of people will compare it to like Arenado versus Bregman, but it's really Arenado versus Dubon.
Ooh.
Or Dubon, yeah.
Because that's what you're replacing.
Yeah, because
so you're moving Paredes a second.
Right, that's a really good way to look at it.
Do you want Arenado or do you want Dubon?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
And then also it's, different
I named
part of that
3 different
angle.
things. It was nowhere close to where you were going with that. Just hot start by me. Just brick.
And I know you're probably freaking out because your phone's,
my phone did fall.
It's on the turf. And
oh, no. He has to do a whole podcast without his phone.
I know, dude.
At least he has his laptop. His safety laptop.
And plus it's an Apple, so his messages are probably there. And
I'm just
got
looking
Twitter
at the starting
pulled up
lineup, dude.
and,
Mauricio Dubon is starting in about 30 minutes.
Another thing like with the potential trade, and again, we've heard that talks have cooled off. We heard they stalled. We heard that they're hot. We heard they're not. We've heard so many different things. You're not trading prospects for Nolan Arenado. You're going to trade money that's on the books right now. So that's a couple guys that come to mind.
There's
potentially.
There's a few names that contract-wise would equate to what Nolan Arenado brings, and that's a very short list. And 2 of those guys happen to be World Series winning pitchers. One of them has to be a 2-time World Series winning pitcher. So it's going to be very.
Who do you think it is, or do you not want to say?
I don't know, man. Okay. At this point, at this point, I don't even know anymore.
It's just speculation, man. It's just us guys here, I'll say it. I said it on the radio.
It does feel like it's going to be Montero, Lance.
Yeah, Montero,
in a
Lance
deal.
Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just money-wise, contractually-wise. Money-wise, if you pull up the active salaries for players, Lance McCullers Jr. has number 6, the 6th top salary, and he's inching his way closer to returning. He's more available than Luis Garcia, Christian Javier.
And the Astros
they've got
a depth,
some depth.
Pitching.
Do we? Pitching? Yeah, that's
I said some. It's enough to where
some is carrying a lot of water in that sentence.
Enough to where an everyday third baseman makes sense.
Yeah.
The 2025 Houston Astros are better with Nolan Arenado. 100%.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm a little worried about the years after, but
how many does he have left?
He has 3.
25, 26, 27.
And then by that time, he's damn near 40.
Yeah.
I think he's like 38. when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think 37.
Sorry, Crane
38,
didn't want to pay Bregman until he was 38, but he was
but
gonna
we
go
could
get
pay.
Arenado.
We could pay Walker and Arenado.
But I think another thing. I think another thing is that needs to be said that I've kind of thought of after Bregman went to Boston. Last episode that we did, we talked about, excuse me, the impact that Bregman had on us personally, our group at Apollo, obviously what he did for this organization. After that, and then as the week has gone on, I don't even know if he was ever going to come back, boys.
Yeah,
I don't know if, even if the money was right, I don't know if he wanted to come back.
Have you look? I think everyone online, and we've talked about it. The moment you're not wearing orange team bad colors, your
Everybody loves you.
perception changes
Yeah.
on the team you're going to. One,
Yep.
but two, I haven't seen Alex Bregman on a MLB post on a graphic.
Yep.
Other than like an ALCS or World Series matchup. Today, literally,
Yeah.
talking about spring training, he's there front and center. Kyle Tucker's one home run away from spring training to being on the next graphic the next day. So maybe it is a
The grass is greener.
resume. No, I think it's more of a resume cleanser, a palate cleanser. When you,
Talking about in the future.
I think
Come on.
there's and also
mean-
$40 million is a
Yeah,
lot
40
of
million is-
money.
it's
It
a lot
goes
of
a
money.
long way. And I, like we said on the pod, like take it, 100% take it.
You got
There
to
was-
you get that back.
But I
right?
think you're right. I don't think he was ever, unless like something, all the offers dried up, right?
right.
So
Yeah, and then also the fact that Bregman's debut in spring training was blasted all over MLB.com, all over MLB Network, all over ESPN. ESPN doesn't barely even covers
Doesn't even
baseball,
do baseball.
and his highlights were on there: 3 for 3, a double, 2 doubles, and a bomb at JetBlue Park.
not a
That's
bad-
what you saw.
not a bad day.
Yeah, so I think the more that time goes on, I don't know if he would have come back. So
I do think the Sox win the East.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Crochet looked really, really good.
If Walker Buehler can stay healthy, he's really
Ooh,
good.
Yeah.
Is Giolito on that team? He's still on that team, isn't he?
I think so.
Isn't he on that? Didn't he get traded there or signed there? Whatever. I think he is. So if he stay healthy, there's another good arm.
Yeah, I think they win
Plus,
the East.
oh, by the way, they still got Rafael Devers. If that shit doesn't blow up, who knows what's going to happen with that?
I do think where the Astros are making what they have Gilo.
Giolito last played in 2023 with the White Sox, Angels, and Guardians.
But isn't he
So-
on?
No,
I'm pretty sure he
Good
is.
take, dude. Good take.
Cut that out too.
Good take.
We got to cut that one.
He's
gonna
opening
cut
day
it.
No,
starter.
I'm
He's
telling you, Lucas Giolito's
He
on
might
that
have
team.
signed a
I
minor league
think
deal.
actually,
Look it up.
I did think I thought I saw him throwing.
No, look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up.
Google it. Google Lucas Giolito.
He's literally. What do you think he's on?
Go to his contract. Go to Spot Track. I'm telling you, he's on the Red Sox. If not, we're cutting that.
He's on the Red Sox.
Let's fucking go. I know ball, man. Thank God, dude. I was like a jackass. We're going to cut that. He's on the Red Sox, right?
Well, he's pictured in a Red Sox hat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's on
Okay.
the. Because he was listed. There was a CBS Sports article that I read yesterday on the radio, top 10 rotations, and they're like number 8.
Yeah,
Ooh, I actually have a question
he's been injured for a year, but
to get
He's
to
been
get
hurt,
it.
yeah. I knew he was on the
to get it
roster,
back. What former Astro would you put on this team? What former Golden Era Astro would you put on this
still
Astros
active.
team?
Garrett Cole. Bearded, long-haired Garrett Cole.
You
2019
you
Garrett
could
Cole.
take that player's year. Like, I wanted 2019 Verlander.
Give me 2019
2019 Cole.
I mean, yeah.
Position player. Sorry.
Okay.
Let's go position player.
I mean, I know George Springer hasn't been shit in Toronto. I always loved George Springer at the leadoff spot. I really, really liked
Well,
him.
what
up
year,
there.
Springer?
I don't know. 2017. I don't know. Oh, a healthy Michael Brantley.
Brantley's. I would
Man.
say 19 Brags on this team.
Yeah, 19
Like,
Braves was nasty.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say. I don't remember what year. Was it 2017? The year Springer hit like 35 bombs.
Yeah, I think it was 2017,
Oh,
right?
man, Brantley would be just
Bro, healthy Michael Brantley.
Healthy Brantley in the 2-hole of this team.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
that extends the lineup
Actually-
so much.
what you said is probably gonna just stick with me for the next month. It's Arenado versus Dubon, and it's not fair to say that to Dubon, but like
He's a Gold Glover.
Well, and it puts
The-
Dubon back in his.
in a super utility role.
Yeah.
That's where I'm saying. Like, and then he's your Zobrist
you know,
again.
We're a
But
better
then
team
also-
when he's in that spot.
But then also like the sneaky signing of Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers is a Gold Glove winner, and he hit. And again, I know the numbers might be a little skewed because of where he played,
Home and away is bad.
but still, like
I will say this: if
it
you're
adds
doing those,
depth if he makes the
100%.
big league roster.
It's a great low risk.
It's a
high
very
reward.
exactly low risk, high reward.
I love veteran minor league deals.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why teams don't do more
look,
of those.
Look what you got out of Jason Hayward last year.
Yeah.
And Ben Gamel.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you remember how close he was to being Houston's hero, Jason Hayward, in the playoffs? That fucking ball that he
you see that school bus that's going right there?
Yeah.
Schools would be named after Jason Hayward.
That ball was scorched to right field and snagged by the first baseman from Detroit.
And then he had another one that was a foul ball.
So
That was
close.
on the dirt, on the chalk.
Oh, Jason Hayward. We would have had Jason Hayward Day.
Oh, 100%.
My goodness,
Jason Hayward, ISD.
speaking of that, you're about to get into something.
About schools or about players?
No, I was just going to name some of the non-roster invitees.
Where are you going with it?
No, I was just saying more
Yeah.
teams. I don't know why teams don't like
You mean like the veteran edition?
carpet bomb with like, hey, let's bring in 10
Yeah.
vets. And I can't say carpet bomb.
I mean, sure.
Why
It's an
can't you?
aggressive term for baseball.
I just wish more teams wouldn't carpet bomb. I wish more teams would sign a lot of veterans at once.
Thanks for
you
clarifying.
and
I thought you were fine saying that. I didn't realize it was an aggressive term.
I'm going to talk about war here in a second about it.
Like wins above replacement or like
Or
what's going
actual
on?
war at this point. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Either. Where are you going with that?
But no, I think that you can find the Brendan Rodgers, right? Like the guy that is a prep star. He was in between the Bregman and Tucker signings. Obviously,
I think
the
it's a
Coors effect, but like,
Yeah, but
you
I
gotta
think it's
treat
a-
that. You gotta
man.
hope the Astros lab and talking to Jordan
Yeah.
or talking to Altuve or talking to Walker or talking to whoever. Like sometimes it's just that switch turning on, and all of a sudden he's batting 265 and has an OPS
Plus
of 750. Like
He's probably coming in with a chip on his shoulder because he said it in a media availability a couple days ago. He was like, I was very surprised that Colorado let me go. So he's probably playing with a chip on his shoulder. He wants to make the 40-man, wants to get added to the big league club. Could be a sneaky sign. I think it's a really good depth thing.
Yeah.
And then also, I really, really, really love the fact that they brought back Ben Gamel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
He's
loved
my
what
guy.
he did on the team last year.
He's my guy.
So if you can, help that abysmal outfield, if you will.
That's a good word.
It's another depth thing for me.
Brendan Rodgers only 28.
Yeah,
He's only 28, so there you go. And I know we're about to pivot. You're going to read us some names again. We're on location today. Thank you to our proud sponsor, Big City Wings. We're at the Katy Kingsland Boulevard location, 23402 Kingsland Boulevard out here in Katy, 77494. We're going to get us some excuse me, we're going to get us some wings, maybe a sampler platter.
A little
What do we
two
got
for Tuesday?
today?
A little two for Tuesday.
Looking forward to that. I think they still have the Philly cheesesteak fries. God, I hope they do because they're amazing. So if you're at any of the Big City Wings locations, tell them that the guys from Apollo HOU sent you. What do you got for us, Josh?
All right. Like you mentioned, Brendan Rodgers, one of the infielders, non-roster invitees. A couple of the other ones, Jesus Bastidas, born
Sure.
1998.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Luis Guillermo.
Yeah,
He's
starting
getting some
today.
run.
Yeah.
He's got some
starting today,
hands.
94, so he's 31.
Okay.
You got Bryce Matthews. You got Cam Smith. Those two, I mean, Cam Smith, that at-bat looked good. A couple of those at-bats, he walked.
I mean, if he has a camp, and I'm not saying like, I also want to talk about this at the end, like the Justin Dearden Award, like
Oh my
you know,
God,
like
yeah.
you thought, this
Man,
guy's
we
gonna
all
do it,
thought
and
he
we
was.
thought he was gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
and he's out of baseball now, which is
I
sad.
completely forgot about that guy.
But like Cam Smith, I think if Cam Smith has a hot spring, I think Dana Brown's gonna look and be like, what if we just Jackson Merrill him and he's on the big league squad on opening day?
I
How-
would not be surprised. If
How
that
much run do
happens.
you think he gets at second base?
Who?
Cam Smith.
I don't think any.
I mean,
Second?
that's
zero.
Or is he playing third?
What if
and
he
I think,
plays-
Brady's
I think he
just-
plays
Okay,
a
what
corner
if-
outfield, and I think he plays third.
Hear me out. If this Nolan Arenado thing doesn't happen, you still move. You could still move Paredes to second. You
Second.
could do Cam Smith at
That-
third.
that's
as a
what I'm
rookie.
saying.
You know,
Yeah,
which
where
is
does he
crazy.
play?
At
It's a
some
crazy scenario,
yeah.
but
So at some point, like who are the top guys in this system right now to you fellas? Probably the same as that I'm thinking. It's Cam Smith, it's Jacob Melton, Zach DeZenzo, Shea Whitcomb,
Position
Bryce
player
Matthews.
wise.
Shea
Yeah.
looked good. Shea looks like he put
Right.
on. You guys were pause. You guys were talking. Y'all were talking some mess about me saying Shea filled out.
You just you said look at this guy's glistening
You're
muscles.
like, man, his body, man. He
I
just filled
I
out,
literally
man.
just said he He put
Wow,
on.
he looks like he
put on
works
some
out
good weight.
well. Okay, man, we get it, bro.
You talking about squeezing his thigh? I don't know what you're talking
weird,
about. Like,
man.
Yeah, you're getting
Look,
a little
like,
weird
I
about it.
I just want Shea Whitcomb's career to be not remembered for him coming in.
4
to
errors.
replace-
That was
You
tough.
know what I
Having
mean?
4 errors.
I just don't want.
How much of
I'm helping him change the conversation. Like, hey, dude, you look good.
Hell of a comeback story.
Yeah, exactly. So I think those are some of the guys, right?
Yeah.
How many of those guys do we see at the big league level this year? Or at some point, do you say, our outfield really isn't that good? DeZenzo, you're our everyday right fielder.
I think
Chaz, move over to center field.
Yeah, I think Danny's
Jake
gonna have
Myers
a quick
hitting a $190
It's a
again.
quick trigger year.
Or Cam Smith. You know what, big dog? You're an aircraft carrier, or whatever the hell Dana Brown said. You're going to be our starting third baseman. Paredes, you're over to second. Dubon, you're back in your utility role.
I think
Like, at some point, do we do that?
Yeah.
I think you're 100% right because we're in year 3 of the Dana Brown era, and if you're a Dana Brown guy, especially if you're a drafted or traded for, you are quickly moved up
Yeah.
through the system, and if the system is barren like it has been, and you're a Dana guy and you're producing, you probably get some run on the big league squad. Now, obviously, you have to all right, who's getting sent down? How many
Yeah.
options? You have to deal with all that, but. I could see it happening.
Yeah, see, but then you also have to think like the addition of Brendan Rodgers, the addition of Ben Gamble, and some of these other moves that they've made. Like, they're bringing in more veteran guys, so it's like if those guys do produce, then the young guys aren't going to come up.
Yeah.
So,
But if they don't, then and then also like a name that no one's talking about this spring at all. No one. Victor Caratini is still on this roster.
Yeah.
He's going to play a big role offensively.
Yeah.
That dude had his at-bats last year all freaking
it's the
all
Jason
season
Hayward
all season for the most part
ISD bus.
were really good, man. So, and no one's talking about him.
Well, I mean, for $6 million, we should be talking about him more because that's crazy. That's that's allocated for a backup. But he gives you flexibility. Obviously, now you have Walker at first. Walker's going to play 135, 145 games. So Carantini's going to get some run over there on the off days. Switch hitter allows a spotter to be. I think Joe's going to have way more weapons to use throughout baseball.
Yeah.
Over 162 with his lineups. 1, like you talked about, and 2, in game. I think it's going to be quick hooks on platoons. I think it's going to be quick hooks on, hey, they're bringing this guy in. He's XYZ with his stats. We can match him with XYZ on a deeper bench this year. So,
For sure. I mean, we saw he's a good pinch hitter. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Astros 40 man.
Also, don't forget about John Singleton's going to be your
stacked.
backup first baseman.
Dude. Shredded.
Yeah, we bro, okay. Okay.
What are we doing with this bit? I'm just not talking. John
There's your
John,
clip.
John,
Hopefully Lindsay sees it too.
John Singleton.
He did. Brian McTaggart of
Best shape
MLB.com
of his life.
he
Literally
did.
best shape of his life.
Yeah, he did do an article about John Singleton coming in shredded, dude.
Well,
It feels so good to be back.
I was going to say for content, we should just do a day in the life with John, do his workout that he did this offseason.
You want to wear cutoff shirts like Ari Alexander did with Jeremy Pena?
No, I'm just going to
No, you
show
don't want
that
to?
when we went to go do the day in life with Dean and Bryce Matthews and all those guys,
Yeah.
just the stretch workout routine to start the actual workout was
You're
I was like,
I'm out.
there's no way any of us are doing
I'm
any
out.
of this.
Yeah. Like, I'm
Let
done.
alone
Yeah.
double workouts, double sauna, and
I
everything
think
else. tags row.
that'd be awesome because I want to know what these guys do during the season at least
Yeah.
with their day
In
in the
between
life.
games. Yeah.
Baseball guys even throw the iron around as much as they obviously they probably do it a little bit different and all. The stretching workout would kill me. I can already
Yeah.
tell you that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, being 35 years old and a fucking back surgery that I've already had, stretching
yeah.
is not my friend.
Yeah.
It's terrible. What other? You got any other names?
Yeah. The one thing we talked about was this might be the biggest year for competition at camp in years.
Yeah.
I mean, in a while. There's a lot of positions up. So then you have Zach Short, Tommy Sacco Jr., and Quincy Hamilton and Jacob Melton.
Tommy Sacco Jr. just hit a home run in his
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
game, right?
Yeah, he had in the first game.
TCU kid.
And then you said Jacob Melton, right?
Jacob Melton and Quincy Hamilton are the only 2 non-roster invitee outfielders.
Wow.
So I'll
So
say
only
this. I think this is a big year. I'm looking at the 40 man of just the outfielders. Yordan Alvarez, Dubon, Ben Gamel, Chas McCormick, Jake Myers, right? The other guys on this 40-man, Kennedy Corona, Cooper Hummel, Pedro Leon, and Taylor Trammell. Now, Taylor Trammell's probably out for a bit, seems like.
Yeah.
He's out for a while, and so is Pedro Leon. MCL grade 1 sprain.
So
He's
those
shut
guys,
down, and so is Sean Dubin, shoulder inflammation. They're both shut down for a while.
Actually, I had a note.
Yeah.
But my phone fell.
So Taylor Trammell is going to be out for a while. Same with Pedro Leon and Sean Dubin.
For the record, on February 25th, I am absolutely worried about the 5th, 6th, 7th innings of baseball games over 162. What are we doing? If Dubin's who's going to be innings eater is now gone, or it has an oblique, now you're asking a lot out of Scott. You're asking a lot out of King. You're asking a lot out of Montero. You're asking a lot out of Whitley. All of a sudden, I said those names and everyone just shuddered. There's a lot of PTSD.
Your hero, your
savior
savior of the season is Forrest Whitley.
Yeah, so it's either you go.
I have all that stock, dude.
So you either
we need a 6th and 7th inning guy.
You got to go make some moves, or you bring up some guys. I mean, we saw it last year. Look how many freaking guys came up and sent back down. Came up, sent back down. The stop gaps here and there. Stop gaps. Forrest Whitley is gonna have to perform this year.
Forrest Whitley's gonna have those 70 innings.
He's gonna have to. Like, this is like last year we said level. This is his year. It's put up or shut up. I'm saying it again. This is put up or shut up, Forrest Whitley. You're a bullpen guy now.
There's your
they
clip.
Need
him saying that for the last 4 years on the podcast.
Yeah, dude, seriously, it's put up or shut up time, Forrest. So Forrest Whitley's going to have to throw a lot of innings this year.
Yeah.
Because those middle innings, if your starters don't go 5 or 6 innings, those middle innings are going to be scary hours.
Imagine if there was like guys out there that know the locker room, that are vets, that can be a bridge, like I don't know, that were free agents. So Stanek, Neris.
Stanek's going back to the
Bregman. No, I'm saying before they all got signed.
Yeah, Bregman.
Because I feel like it's Groundhog's Day 2.0.
Yep.
Well, last year we're screaming we don't have enough starting pitchers. Didn't do anything. This year I'm saying we don't have enough bullpen guys.
Yep.
And it feels like we're just Charlie Brown is going to go up and kick the ball, and Lucille's going to move it again, and we're going to look like idiots.
I think once again they're relying on starting pitching depth to overflow into the bullpen. And you have like a Ronel Blanco, once you're fully healthy with 5.
Good voice of reason right there.
You have Ronel Blanco. You have
He's from behind the camera too. So
You have a couple of those guys that
DJ voice.
Yeah.
Colton Gordon, I think, could get some run.
Yeah. And I King and Ort are going to be absolute dudes.
I did see Ort was throwing again yesterday. So he's
hopefully
that oblique injury.
Or maybe it's friend of the program, Hayden.
Yeah,
I got.
Hey, I read he's a guy that gets forced out of the rotation, then has to go be your Will Harris, Brad Peacock, 7,500 inning guy.
So I saw today it was either FanDuel Sportsbook or MGM Sportsbook, one of those. They had the over/under set for the AL West, and they had the Astros at 85.5, I think, but they sent the 84.5, 85.5, something like that. They had them winning the AL West. They had the projected starting rotation for the Astros, and it was Fromber, Hunter Brown, Ronel Blanco, Spencer Arrighetti, and Hayden Wesneski.
Yeah.
Lance McCullers comes back, assuming he hasn't been traded. He comes back healthy. He's already said, I'm working to become a starter again. I'm not working as a bullpen guy. Let's say they put him back in the rotation. Hayden Wesneski is going to be a big arm out of the bullpen.
For sure.
He's going to have to be the bridge guy.
He's done it before.
Right.
He's done it before, so it's not it is a big ass, but
I'm pretty excited to see him.
Well, then you have Luis come back as well, and then now you have...
Hey, can we address something here real quick? Can we is this a safe space?
This is a safe space.
Is it can we talk openly about this real quick?
Okay.
Is Luis Garcia overweight coming into camp? Optically?
Bigger question is...
Nice play on words.
Nice play on words.
Is it a problem?
Wow.
I mean, look at CC. There's been plenty of big dudes that have had
I will say this.
But also, Christian Javier last year was overweight and out of shape. And what happened?
I think
he labored and labored.
I think it's person to person. How they
Luis was
handle
always a bigger dude to begin with, a bigger frame guy. I think look, you're in West Palm. sun's shining.
I think everybody loses about 5 to 10 pounds in West Palm.
Throw that trash bag over.
Yeah.
And,
I think we
we
lost.
Run to
pounds.
Clematis and run back to the and don't stop anywhere on Clematis. And
Yeah, dude. Keep when you see our ER Bradleys, keep
just
going.
keep running down.
Yeah.
Look,
Don't go to the square grouper.
yeah, just that road curves down
Yeah.
Yacht Alley, and you just keep running north, and you do that a few times.
Have
Yeah.
Bolé for lunch.
Have a little Bolé.
Yeah.
You know, I
just
I
just
miss that so much.
that place is so damn good,
miss
man.
Bolé.
Free plug, man. But damn, that place is amazing. And you know what? I gave you such a hard time about Bolé, and it was just as good as advertised.
Mm.
It was so good. Anyways, I just think, coming off of, your Tommy John, and they tried to get you ready to go last year, and you had to get shut down again. And then, all off season, then he comes into spring training and he just opted. Again, we're not there. I'm not there. But I've seen pictures of what he was during the season, even when he was rehabbing, and now I see him and I'm like, I gain some LBs, dog, or
I think I just want a sense of urgency, because I think the season dictates on his arm, unfortunately, on Jeremy Pena's growth.
yeah,
And
Jeremy, that's a big one.
And
Pena's
the
growth.
outfielders.
Yeah.
Now, if that all comes together and there is growth on all that, this team's probably in the ALCS.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's not, you're probably looking at September. You're sweating standings. You're sweating matchups. And I'd probably lean at like a 60-40 of that probably being more happening this year. But if those guys that we just named, do take that jump, then I think the outlook of the season changes drastically.
Yeah.
All right, one thing I want to do, because coming up on time here, one thing I do want to do is ask you guys before we get out of here. Again, we're at Big City Wings, Katy Kingsland location. Gosh damn it. Kingsland location, 23402 Kingsland Boulevard, 77494 over here in Katy. What's the one, and again, I know we're going to be talking about this because it's still early in spring training. What's the one X factor for you guys? Outfield, I'm going to give you outfield, pitching, or 7-8-9 in the lineup.
Dude, I just can't get over how there's no clouds in the sky and it's just sunny. I'm so happy. You just talking about me. I'm a better person. An individual X factor of those groups?
No, he's saying out of the three, which would you pick?
Because you just
Oh,
alluded
okay,
to,
okay,
I feel like
okay.
the season's going to hinge on Luis Garcia's arm, the outfield, and then I forgot the third one you said, but
Bullpen.
yeah, bullpen. So
Pena.
what is it to you? Is it pitching? Is it the outfield? Or is it 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup offensively? We know runners in scoring position was terrible last year. They've got to get better at that.
I'm going to go bullpen, and it's not fair for me to say that because there's other problems that obviously need to be addressed. The bullpen is, you have dudes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're calling on those guys every single day. And if you run them in the ground again, you're going to be in September and October where you're like, these guys are gassed. You got to find a way that these guys are efficient, 1, 2, close out games, get it to the next guy, and then 4, are healthy enough. And I think the Astros' success through this stretch is the bullpen fucks. And when the bullpen fucks,
Yeah.
you pretty much have a parade going on.
Yeah.
So I'm going bullpen.
Yeah. I have an issue with the 7, 8, 9 slot because I look at the way the lineup is constructed. Again, you know that Jordan is going to carry this offense at times with the way that he handles the bat. You know that Altuve, for the most part, is going to be consistent as hell. What's Jeremy Pena going to look like? Where's he going to hit in the order? Christian Walker, Paredes, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Is Chaz going to return to form?
Yes.
Is Jake Myers going to have his best year ever? And then is it Mauricio Dubon?
Yeah.
Is it Brendan
Currently,
Rodgers?
yeah.
Is Ben Gamble in the lineup? And again, I know that this team or teams that the Astros have survived with Martin Maldonado in the 9 hole, but the lineup construction was completely different. Tucker was in those lineups, and so was Alex Bregman. You're entering into a new period where those guys aren't around. So what is that 7, 8, 9 going to look like? And when guys like Jordan and Altuve and Pena and Yainer, when they hit their struggles, are they going to be able to pick up the slack? So that's more of a concern to me. I get what you're saying about, the bullpen and guys hitting that plateau, hitting that wall, that's going to always be there. The 5, 6, 7 innings is a concern, but for me, man, what's the 7, 8, 9 going to look like?
That's where I'm at, too.
I think when I say concerned, I don't think I'm concerned on those guys. I'm concerned on they're not being put in a position to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like where the concern is, because I think there's no sexy names, right? Like obviously you have Abreu and Hader, right? Those are the bells of the ball. Those are the guys that are going to be diamonds on MLB The Show. The other guys that are going to be eating a ton of innings and are going to be everyday players pitching, are they going to be set up for success, or are they going to be out there 4 days in a row?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm worried about. Like, but I get what you're saying too. That if I think Chaz is going to positively regress back to the mean.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I'm okay with Jake just playing elite Gold Glove center field defense and whatever offense is found.
Yeah.
That just then means Jeremy Pena has to be in the
gotta
platoon,
elevate.
right? Like
Yeah,
it kind of, it almost feels like you're knocking over a domino, and it's just kind of all like, what's going to be the domino that stops the dominoes from falling? Is it Chaz? Is it Jake? That's kind of where the questions are, and that's what makes this year different.
It's different. That's for damn sure.
I agree with Brian about the 7-8-9. I think if you look at last year, what was the problem in the regular season? What was the reason they didn't get to bye? It was how many games did they lose where their pitching only gave up 2 or 3 runs and they could not scrape across.
Yeah.
They came up, get bases loaded, and then you have your 7-8-9 and Chaz is struggling, Jake's struggling, and then your rally's over.
Yeah.
Like if you look at how many games they lost by one run, 2 runs, 3-2 losses, 3-1 losses, like things like that, where your pitching did everything you got a quality start, and then your bullpen held down, but you just could not scrape across.
You don't even have to go that far. You can go to the literal last game that eliminated them.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
Hunter Brown deals.
Yeah.
You're down 1-0 in an elimination game. You scratch 2 in the 7th, bottom of the 7th. You had bases loaded, no outs, and you only scratched 2 before that. They got out of that inning. What happens in the 8th? The fucking Tigers come back. They put the spot. The game's over. Season's over.
Yep.
And we're sitting here saying, what the hell just happened?
They played with their food a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had opportunities where they were up by 1 run, bases loaded, 7th inning, and they couldn't get any more, and then the other team comes
Do
back.
you think and I'll be, obviously we're not in the locker room, but the conversations that have come out through Chandler or tags, and even what the admins have posted with Joe and the team of like, hey, we got to go back to our approach. I mean, it's not a secret that they struggled getting a guy over, getting a guy in. I kind of want to see hear about what the philosophy change is.
What
like,
it is.
Is it?
And why did it take the failure in the playoffs
for
them
that
to be
long?
like,
Playoffs?
It was a known
season.
it was a known issue by June.
I know
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
why
So that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, thank you. You're validating even more. Like, why did it take getting bounced in the wild card round for them to go in the offseason and be like, man, our approaches sucked. Dude, we told you.
I mean, hold on. I'm
screaming
glad
it.
they are.
Yeah, right,
Like,
for
it'd
sure.
be very easy to just
Yeah. But
rest
why
on
did it
your
take
laurels,
getting bounced by the wild card team of the Tigers? And again, I'm not taking anything. They beat the Astros, right? They came into Minute Maid Park and they beat
Punched
them.
them in the mouth and beat
They
them.
punched them in the mouth and they beat them. But why did it take going into the freaking wild card round to be like, you know what? This offseason, we got to fix our approaches.
I think it was a situation of trusting the process. You know, the whole like, even if it's not working right now, we're trusting the process, but the process was broken.
Yeah.
And they had to trust it all the way through to the end.
Yeah.
And then now they
See it all the way through.
Yeah, and then they were like,
Yeah.
okay, well, it's not working.
I do know when, when we talked to Joe Espada at Astros Fan Fest, the first thing he said was, you will see better approaches from our hitters this year. And that was in freaking end of January. So they know it.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
I mean, the Astros were always known for working at bats, working walks,
Finding ways to
and not
win.
striking out.
Yeah.
And everything flipped last year.
Yeah, it was always a conversation of when you looked at the Astros lineup or their approach or whatever it was. Man, this pocket's really tough to navigate. This pocket's really tough to navigate. Shit, we got to go through this pocket. Like, it was never easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Last year, like, it was like, all right, I'm gonna go make a sandwich. Like, you know, like I already know. Like, as a fan, I already knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in the dugout, everyone knew it was gonna happen, and the other opposing team knew it was gonna happen. Like, it was just like, okay, well, this inning's chalk. So, so I think that's a big question, and I want to hear answered. I mean, obviously not give away the secret sauce, and the rest of the teams can adjust, but I feel like I just want to know. Like, it's gonna just drive me insane.
And I think we'll see some of that. Maybe see some of those visible changes as spring training goes along. If people are taking different approaches.
Be a tough out.
I got an idea.
Just be a tough out.
Hear me out here, guys. Let's just get Joe a spot on.
Hey, let's do it. Should talk to him.
We're boys. We dap up.
Yeah.
And you did interview with him too. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're boys.
He's a J Bar M barbecue guy, and so am I. And so are we at Apollo HO.
Yeah. Dude, what a dude.
Come on, dude.
Listen,
Hey, man.
he's in his bag today.
Yeah, man.
The sun came out. He's just in his bag.
Des has got the perm. It makes me feel good, man. Makes me feel like we are back, baby.
All right.
We are back,
Well, this
man.
episode is done.
What do you mean? It's a good episode. We got flowing, dude. We're good to go, man. Josh, get us out of here.
I'm shutting it down.
Big City Wings, Kings in location.
Also, shout out to Zing Zang.
Yeah, if you Zing, I Zang. You can get their stuff at Specs, HEB.
Zing Zang. You Zang, I Zing. What is it? What do
You Zing, I
Okay.
Zag. Zing, I Zang. Zing, Zang. But also, just go to Big City Wings as well. It's 2 for Tuesday. We're about to munch on some wings and some Philly cheesesteak fries and watch the 1-2 Astros take on the 1-2 New York Mets.
Hell yeah.
At,
Spring training's here.
Cacti Park, the Palm Beaches.
Nice.
Nice.
God, I miss it. I miss.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised y'all didn't go down to West Palm this year.
Well, never know. Never say never. If anyone out there just
Never
pay
say-
for us to go there, we'll go do content.
Take some miles?
Like, we literally,
take
like,
some
we'll
miles?
go right now.
Yeah.
Don't have to ask me
Literally.
twice.
Yeah.
I will say.
I have a go bag ready packed.
I'm
like,
I will say.
I have a reservation.
I've been watching a lot of spy thrillers. I have a go bag.
The spring training trips that we have gone on have been absolutely.
We've done
Legendary.
we've done in our short time in spring training to last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody has to pay me to go. Somebody has to pay me to go.
Perfect segue to get the hell out of here.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening to Beyond the Nine podcast.
Glorified babysitter.
We'll see you next time. Go
Hey,
Stros.
dude, go pick us up. Love you guys. Peace.
Taking that recording for this.